Hello everyone, this is Rodrigo with Gigo Software, and today I'm going to be going over how to install Facebook Analytics in your tvOS app or game. So the first thing we need to do is to go ahead and head over to the Facebook developers page. Once we're in the Facebook developer page, we want to go ahead and look for the tvOS SDK, and we want to go ahead and download that. Once we've downloaded it, we want to go ahead and extract the SDK files, and what I typically like to do is just remove samples if that's not necessary for our app. So we can go ahead and then just drag and drop the SDK into our frameworks directory, and make sure you copy of items if needed, create groups, and set it to the correct target. In this case it's for tvOS. Let's go ahead and hit finish. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure this compiles. Another thing you want to do is you want to come over here into the build settings for that specific target, which is tvOS. And in the framework search path, you're going to notice that the path is set up and it's broken down. And you typically don't want this because the next time you compile, you might get errors. You won't find the actual application. So what I typically do is I clean this up and I clean the actual directory. So I set up a couple steps here. So we go ahead and add that back, not at the top there. Let's go back below the inherited. Okay, and let's make sure the names match up. Okay, the names here don't match up, so let's go ahead and get that name corrected there. Alrighty then. Okay, so next thing is make sure it compiles again. Alright, perfect. Now that the framework is in the application, we want to actually integrate it with our application. So there are a couple steps, so I'll go ahead and show you. Next thing we have to do, also to make sure that this will work, is we need to add the following changes to the info.plist. iOS 9 introduced some new security measures, and for Facebook Analytics or any other applications that need to be authenticated, need to be set up properly. So let's go ahead, or communicates with external applications, need to be corrected. So let's go ahead and add that to our info.plist file. Okay, that's done. Make sure everything still compiles. I always like to make sure I save and compile things. Okay. Next thing we need to know is our Facebook app ID and display name, and we can go ahead and get this, and I'll show you. You'll have to create a Facebook app. Log into your Facebook developer account and go ahead and create that app. Then Facebook will generate for you an app ID, and this is the display name I chose. And let's go ahead and go back. Next thing we need to do is to make some changes to appdelegate.swift. We'll have to import the Facebook core SDK and the tvOS kit. So let's go back. Let's go to our application delegate. Okay, and this right here will just tell us if we imported and set up all our paths and everything correctly, and the SDKs are great. The SDK, the IDE can see it. So the next thing we need to do is make some changes to our application. Did finish with launch with options. We have to go ahead and select this. We'll go ahead and I'll set it right over here. And now we want to go ahead and take that Facebook app ID and display name that we had previously, and I want to copy that over and replace it here. And I also want to take that display name and replace it here. Okay, everything seems like it's working fine now. Great. So the next thing to do is to actually, we also have to add one more line in the application did become active. This allows Facebook to automatically track installs for us, installs and anything related to in-app purchases, any purchases whatsoever. So application did become active, I believe. Let's just make sure that's correct. Alright, save and compile. Great. So let's move on to the next step. The next step is actually to start tracking events. So tracking events is as simple as importing, not store kit, but let's go back here and let's copy the Facebook core kit, and let's choose one of our view controllers, and let's go to the home screen view controller, and this right here will launch the game. So let's go ahead and track that we started the game. Well, that doesn't belong here, that belongs up here. We import our Facebook core kit. Next thing we want to do is to create an event. So the event will be to, whenever the user clicked on play game, and let's save that and compile that and make sure that works. Perfect. Now the next thing to do is to test it. So let's go ahead and launch it in the simulator. Make sure that Facebook is receiving our events. So we'll go ahead and launch the application, and then we'll go ahead and check Facebook to see if the events are actually being tracked. Okay. Here's the application. A little loud, let me turn that down. And let's go ahead. We also have to bring up the simulated remote. Alright, select our player. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and exit out of here. Okay, now that we've played the game a few times, let's go ahead and verify in Facebook that our event is being tracked. Let's go back to the Facebook Analytics page. Let's go ahead and refresh the page. Now we see the application was launched a couple times. Those are the things that are automatically tracked when we set up the Facebook call in the application did become active method. And now here's our custom event, play game, and I've played it twice, so you can see the count here. And to add additional events is as easy as calling that Facebook log event SDK and creating events wherever you need them. This concludes the demonstration of how to integrate Facebook SDK into your tvOS app or game. I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much and have a nice day.